Hello, my name's Dan Harris, and I'm the founder and CEO of Neurodiversity in Business. As our regular viewership will know, we've been making a series of video podcasts over the last 6 months since we launched in Parliament in March 2022. Actually, it's this podcast that I've been looking forward to. I'm so excited to be here today with Elizabeth Bonker. Elizabeth is just a massive inspiration across the world, I think, to autistic people. And I will let her explain her own story, etc. But my understanding of what's been happening over the last few months is that Elizabeth made an amazing commencement address as valedictorian for her class at her college, Rollins College, Winter Park, Florida. And that video that was on YouTube went absolutely viral. I think there was about 4 billion impressions, which is just a crazy number. Elizabeth, I must confess, I've not managed to watch that whole video myself because I couldn't get past 2 minutes without crying because I was just so inspired. I'm getting a bit emotional now, actually. So my little boy, Joshy, we call him the Joshy man, is autistic. He's non-speaking. And I just look forward to his future. And I thought if he could be the same person as Elizabeth, I would have achieved my life goal. So I'm so delighted to welcome you here today, Elizabeth. How are you keeping?
Elizabeth typed, "Thank you, Dan. I am grateful for the opportunity to speak to you and for all the kindness shown toward me from my speech. My mission is communication for all. Josh will learn to type as I do." Type as I do.
Amen. Thank you, Elizabeth. So to give a more detailed introduction then, so Elizabeth is the Executive Director of Communication for All, which is a non-for-profit organisation which is looking to bring the same advantages and support to non-speaking autistic people. Elizabeth is using text-to-speech technology, and that allows her words to be typed and then spoken. So our discussions today are an indication of actually non-speaking autistic people absolutely should be able to be supported and allowed to communicate. And it's for society to change, not for those non-speaking autistic people. So I'd like to start off with a question, Elizabeth, around your childhood and where you developed as an autistic person. I'd like to hear your first understanding of your ability to communicate by typing. I imagine that was quite a profound moment for you and for your family.
Elizabeth typed, "We have many initiatives at Communication for All. We are working with schools so every non-speaking child learns to type. We are also giving free resources to families on our website."
Thank you for updating us on that. And gosh, that is a really big aim. So you're not aiming anything less than the sky, are you? There, so you're actually trying to make sure that every school child who is non-speaking or autistic actually has access to this technology. That's inspiring. Well done on that.
Elizabeth typed, "Thank you. I believe all 31 million people with autism who cannot use speech to communicate can type. They are locked in a silent cage."
Thank you, I understand. So, Elizabeth, as you know, we within Neurodiversity in Business are an industry forum designed to help organizations, corporations, businesses to understand the value of neurodivergent talent and to enable them to more readily build neuro-inclusive workplaces. So we have had a focus on helping autistic people into the workforce and supporting them once they are in the workforce. But I'd like to understand a little bit about your perspective around the value that non-speaking autistics can provide to businesses. But I'm also respectful of the fact that the value of a human being is not the contribution they make to their workplace. The value of a human being is the contribution they make to society as a whole. So what is the key message that you want the corporate world to understand about non-speaking autistics, please, Elizabeth?
Elizabeth typed, "With communication and education, non-speakers can be productive members of society. We want meaningful work like everyone else. We are often quite good writers because we choose our words carefully."
Absolutely. And I've seen that in the eloquence of your expression throughout our interactions, actually. And I understand you also enjoy poetry. Tell us a little bit about that.
Elizabeth typed, I started writing poetry shortly after I learned to type at age 6. Now I prefer to write song lyrics, and I have a new album called I Am In Here.
Great. Well, I'm sure we are all going to be looking out for that. And I understand that you've got some pretty famous and well-respected musical collaborators. Tell us about that, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth typed, yes. The music was written and performed by the Bleeding Hearts, and the song Silent Cage features Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine.
Wow, it's really impressive that you have such well-respected collaborators. Congratulations on that success. And can I ask, when might that be released?
Elizabeth typed, you can stream and download it now on all the services.
Excellent. Well, I will make sure that we put a banner on this video and put it into the comments as well to allow people to access your music. I'm really looking forward to listening to that myself. Elizabeth, I wanted to ask as well about the corporate world, because as I expressed earlier, your story was so inspiring to so many people from across the world, and you only have to look at the comments on the YouTube channel to realize what an impact you've made on people. Can I just ask you, given Neurodiversity in Business is focused on the corporate world, let's just kind of shout out and credit some of those big organizations that are now helping you with your amazing mission.
Elizabeth typed, "We are working with the top accessibility executives at Google and Microsoft to see how they can help with our mission."
Fantastic. Well, credit to Google and credit to Microsoft. Google are a proud member of Neurodiversity in Business, and I know Microsoft do great things in this space. So I'm so pleased. Elizabeth, I just wanted to conclude with a quick point. We last spoke a couple of weeks ago, and you encouraged me to spend time with my little boy, the Joshy man, and emulate your success with the keyboard. He uses what we call a talker, as you know, and he has a software called Pro to Go. And I wanted to tell you a quick story, which is that it was his birthday a couple of weeks ago, and he was rather upset with me that upon waking, he didn't have all of his presents out when we brought him his cake, because now he associates presents with birthday cakes. So after having used the talker to try to communicate the word presents with the diagram, with the image on his talker, he actually then self-transitioned to the keyboard, and he didn't get the word perfectly, but he did type out the word presents, and I was just blown away by that. And when you told me I should be encouraging him towards the keyboard, I had a little bit of nervousness or apprehension that he maybe wouldn't be able to emulate you on that path towards communicating like that. And I just wanted to update you that not just you're inspiring the world, but you're also inspiring me and the Joshy man. And I do firmly believe now that he is a few years behind you, but we will get there. So I wanted to say thank you.
Elizabeth typed, "Hooray for Josh. With 26 letters, the world is his to conquer, and he will."
Thank you, Elizabeth. That's really inspiring. So I'd like to conclude by saying how much I've appreciated you investing the time. I think it's really important that this message gets out, not just across broader society, but also that the corporate world understands the talent and the intelligence and the eloquence that is out there in the neurodivergent community. And that should extend across the spectrum into the non-speaking autistic people as well. So I think this has not been a normal standard video podcast from Neurodiversity in Business, but it's absolutely been the same as every other podcast we've done, where we've learned and we've appreciated other people's perspectives. And I'd like to just give you the floor, Elizabeth, if you'd like to give us any concluding comments before we finish off for today.
Elizabeth typed, I want families with non-speakers to email me so we can find them a teacher, because it takes time and practice to get to typing on a keyboard. We need to presume competence because non-speaking does not equal non-thinking.
Fantastic. And I won't look to conclude any more than that. Non-speaking does not mean non-thinking. That's really great, Elizabeth. So thank you again for your time, Elizabeth. Also, thank you to Ginny, your communication partner, and to the NiB membership. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this really important message. Please do share it widely. Bye-bye.
Bye.